and welcome back. Let's start with a new video. Let's start with the new lectures. But before going ahead, I want to refresh your mind about the previous lectures, what exactly we came to know in that. Little Franz was very late for the school that morning. He had great dread of, he's scared of Mr. Hamill because Mr. Hamill had given them rules for participles to learn, but he didn't know even a single word. And this was a kind of boy who usually want to play with something and he want to stay away from the school, he want to stay away out of the door, he want to see the chirping bird at the edge of the forest, and he want to see the Russian soldiers who were drilling there. Despite that temptation, he had the strength to avoid all these things and he hurried off to the school. When he passed from the town hall, he saw that there were so many people in front of the bulletin board because it had the bad news, and that news was that news had come from the Berlin to introduce German language in place of French. That's why all the French teachers have been asked to leave the school, especially in district of Lorraine and Alsace. When he reached the school, he saw that there were pin drop silence. It would be like that of a Sunday morning. Usually when school began, you could hear the hustle and bustle out there in the street, but today it was something different. He had to go into the classroom in front of everybody. He was so frightened, he was so blushed. But very interesting thing happened that Mr. Hamill did not scold and chide him. He very gently said that, "Oh, little Franz, we were likely to start without you." After some time, little Franz noticed that his teacher has put on his Sunday clothes, his beautiful clothes, which he rarely put on, only on special occasions like prize distribution day and inspections day. Everything was unusual that day in the school, right? And then Mr. Hamill stood up from his chair with the declaration that, "My dear children, this is your last French lessons which I am going to deliver you. So I want you to be very much attentive." What a thunderclap, what a surprising and shocking news for the little Franz that was. Then he realized that what was all that, why villages were here, why there was pin drop silence, why he had put on that beautiful suit, and why people were there in front of the bulletin board. That's it. Now see what happened next in the second lectures. What a thunderclap these words were to me. Oh, the wretches, that was what they had put up at the town hall. After hearing these words from Mr. Hamill that he was going to deliver his last French lessons, he was in shock. He was surprised. Oh, the wretches, oh, un dushton ne, right? The wretches, dushton ne, that was what they had put up at the town hall. कि यही वो news थी जो town hall में लगी हुई थी. And my last French lessons. Why? क्यों? I hardly knew how to write. मुझे से मुश्किल से ही बताएगी कैसे लिखा जाता है. I should never learn anymore. कि मुझे अब और अधिक कुछ भी नहीं करना पड़ेगा, पढ़ना पड़ेगा. I must stop there then. यहीं पे मुझे खत्म करना पड़ेगा. Oh, how sorry. कितने खेद की बात है. I was for not learning any lessons. कि मैंने कोई lesson नहीं learn किया. For seeking words. Always try to find out some excuses that how to stay away from the school. Just to find the eggs of the words के eggs. And the going slide on the सार में, फिसलने के लिए जाने का बहाने ढूंढता रहा. My books that had seemed such an nonsense while ago, कुछ समय पहले तक जो बुक्स थी वो मुझे कैसा लगता था, इतना नुसेंस लगता था. So heavy to carry, उठाने में बहुत भारी लगती थी. My grammar and my history of the sons were old friends now that I couldn't give up. मेरा ग्रामर है, हिस्ट्री की जो संत ऑफ द हिस्ट्री है, संत की जो हिस्ट्री है, ये सारी जो बुक्स है, ये सारे मेरे old friend बन के रह जाएंगे. And Mr. Hamill भी too, the idea that he was going इस विचार से कि that he was going away, that I should never see him again, कि मुझे अब उनको कभी भी नहीं देखना होगा, made me forget all about, कि इसकी वजह से मैं सब कुछ भूल गया about his ruler, उसके डंडे के iron rod जो वो हम पे यूज किया करते थे, and how cranky he was, कि उनका नेचर कैसा था, वो कितने सनकी थे. I forgot all about that. Poor man. It was in honor of this last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes. बेचारा आदमी. इस अंतिम फ्रेंच लेसन्स की डिलीवरी के सम्मान में he had put on his beautiful clothes. Now I understood. अब मैं ये भी समझ गया था कि why the old men of village were sitting there in the back of the room. क्यों गांव के ये लोग पीछे कमरे में बैठे हुए थे? It was because they were sorry too, क्योंकि उन्हें भी इस बात का खेद था that they had not gone to school more, क्योंकि वो भी स्कूल ज्यादा नहीं गए हुए थे. It was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service. ये उन लोगों का हमारे मास्टर्स के प्रति उनकी 40 years 40 साल की फेथफुल सर्विस के प्रति थैंक्स, धन्यवाद, एंड शोइंग देयर रिस्पेक्ट फॉर द कंट्री, एंड इस कंट्री के प्रति सम्मान दिखाने का, एंड दैट वाज देयर्स नो मोर, जो अब उनकी नहीं रह गई थी, का एक तरीका था. While I was thinking of all this, I heard my name called. It was my turn to recite. See, when I was in the class, I heard that it was my last French lesson. I was in shock, and I was thinking that I have to stop my study here. I was thinking about the grammar, history, and I was thinking about Mr. Hamel and his cranky nature, his ruler, and the villagers, why they were here. इन द मीन टाइम इसी बीच मैंने अपने नाम को पुकारते हुए सुना, क्योंकि इस बार बोलने की मेरी बारी थी. What would I not have given to be able to say that dreadful rule for the participle all through, very loud and clear, and without one mistake. See, this was the time when I had to say something about the dreadful, खतरनाक जो वो participles के रूल थे उसके बारे में बताना था, वो भी बहुत ऊंचे स्वरों में, क्लियरली, बिना किसी एक भी मिस्टेक किए. बट आई गॉट मिक्सड अप ऑन द फर्स्ट वर्ड्स. लेकिन मैंने तो पहला ही शब्द मिक्स कर दिया. ओके, आई स्टूड देयर होल्डिंग ऑन टू माई डेस्क. डेस्क को पकड़कर, अपने डेस्क को पकड़कर वहां खड़ा रहा. माई हार्ट वॉज बीटिंग एंड नॉट डेयरिंग टू लुक अप. आई वॉज नॉट इन अ पोजिशन टू लुक अप because I was so nervous. My heart was beating. I heard Mr. Hamill say to me, कि मिस्टर हैमल को कहते हुए मैंने सुना, I wouldn't scold you, little friends, मैं तुम्हें नहीं डांटूंगा. You must feel bad enough, कि अवश्य तुम्हें बुरा लग रहा होगा. See how it is. Let me tell you that how all these things. Every day we have said to ourselves, हर दिन हम अपने आप से बोलते हैं, wow, I have plenty of time, I will learn it tomorrow. हाँ, मेरे पास बहुत सारा समय है, मैं कल सीख लूंगा या कल सीख लूंगी. एंड नाउ यू सी वेयर वी हैव कम आउट, कि अब हम कहाँ आ चुके हैं. दैट्स द ग्रेट ट्रबल विद अल्सैट की भी यही समस्या थी. शी पुट्स ऑफ लर्निंग टिल टुमारो. टुमारो पे अपने काम को छोड़ते गए, अपनी लर्निंग को छोड़ते गए. नाउ दोस फेलो आउट देयर विल हैव द राइट टू से टू यू, दोस फेलो हु आर द जर्मन्स, जर्मन को ये कहने का अधिकार है दैट दिस इज देयर टेरिटरी नाउ. हाउ इज इट? See, you pretend to be Frenchman. आप अपने आप को फ्रेंचवासी बोलते हो, फ्रेंचमैन बोलते हो, and yet फिर भी you can neither speak nor write your own language. क्योंकि देखिए, आप ना तो अपनी भाषा बोल सकते हो and nor write your own language. But you are not the worst. लेकिन तुम बुरे नहीं हो, not the worst. सबसे खराब नहीं हो, poor little friends. We have all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. कि हम सभी को कहीं ना कहीं इस चीज के लिए दोषी होना चाहिए. रिफ्रोच आवर, भाई कहीं ना कहीं हम सभी दोषी है इस बात के लिए. योर पेरेंट्स वर नॉट एंशियस इनफ टू हैव यू लर्न. तुम्हारे माता पिता भी तुम्हें और अधिक पढ़ाने के या लर्न करने के इच्छुक नहीं है. दे प्रेफर टू पुट यू टू वर्क. वो तुम्हें काम में लगा देते ऑन ए फार्म और एट मील्स में, सो एज टू हैव अ लिटिल मोर मनी, ताकि थोड़ा और अधिक पैसा कमा सके. एंड मैं भी, आई हैव बीन टू ब्लेम ऑल्सो. मुझे भी इस बात के लिए दोषी होना चाहिए. हैव आई नॉट ऑफन सेंट यू टू वाटर माई फ्लावर्स इंस्टेड ऑफ लर्निंग योर लेसन. कि तुम्हें तुम्हारा पाठ पढ़ाने के बजाय क्या मैंने अपने फूलों में, माई फ्लावर्स में पानी देने के लिए नहीं भेजा. And when I wanted to go fishing, कि जब मैं फिशिंग के लिए जाना चाहता था, did I not just give you a holiday? तो मैंने आपको छुट्टी नहीं दी. Then from one thing to another, Mr. Hamill went on to talk of the French language. कि एक बात से दूसरी बात करते हुए वो फ्रेंच लैंग्वेज के बारे में बात करते हैं. Saying, he said that it was the most beautiful language in the world, कि दुनिया की सबसे खूबसूरत भाषा है, the clearest, the most logical भाषा है, that we must guard, इसकी सुरक्षा करनी चाहिए, it among us and never forget it, right? इसे कभी भी भूलना नहीं चाहिए. Because when people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prisons. Then he opened the grammar and read us our lessons. See, he said that because जब लोग गुलाम होते हैं उस समय, जब तक आप अपनी भाषा के साथ जुड़े रहते हो, ये भाषा हमारे लिए किसी प्रिजन्स के लिए एक चाबी का काम करती है, just to open the lock of that prisons. Okay, after talking about the language, he opened grammar की बुक हमारे लिए खोलते हैं and read us our lessons, हमारे लेसन पढ़ते हैं. I was amazed to see how well I understood it. बड़ा हैरान था कि भी कैसे सब कुछ समझ आ रहा था. All he said seemed so easy कि whatever he was telling and he was कुछ भी वो एक्सप्लेन कर रहे थे हमारे लिए, बोल रहे थे, वो बहुत आसान लगता. I think too कि मैं सोच रहा था कि that I had never listened so carefully, या तो मैंने इतना ध्यान से नहीं सुना, and that he had never explained everything with so much patience, या फिर मिस्टर हैमल ने इतने पेशेंस के साथ हमें बोला नहीं, explain नहीं किया. It seemed almost as if the poor man wanted to give all he knew before going away. ऐसा लग रहा था मानो ये बेचारा आदमी यहाँ से जाने से पहले सब कुछ हमें देना चाहता, and to put it all into our head at one stroke. मानो कि एक ही झटके में सब कुछ हमारे दिमाग में, हमारे हेड में वो ठूस देना चाहते हैं. That's it, dear student. It has great lesson to all of us. We have small boy, little friends who is very ignorant, very careless about his study. He didn't know even a single word of his own language, French language. But here, Mr. Hamel was very strict, very disciplined, very dedicated, devoted teacher who almost gave 40 years to this language. That's why so many villages were there to pay their tribute to this man for his faithful service to this country and to this language. He let them realize that how precious our language is to us. It can help us in our critical situations. See, अगर आप कभी ऐसी स्थिति में फंसे हो that you want to raise your voice, आप इकट्ठा होना चाहते हो, आप कुछ बोलना चाहते हो, that time this is the only thing which can unite you and which can open the lock. किस चीज के? प्रिजन के लॉक को खोल सकता है. So dear student, as long as you hold fast to your own language, जब तक आप अपनी भाषा के साथ जुड़े रहोगे, this will really help you like that of a prison's key. See, now there are some short questions which you must know so that you can answer some big questions easily. Who was not able to say that dreadful rule for the participle all through very loud and clear and without one mistake? Yes, that was little Franz. He mixed up the first word of these participles and who stay holding on to his desk and with beating hearts and not daring to look up. Why did Mr. Hamel say that I wouldn't scold you, little Franz? He said that there are so many reasons if you do not know anything about your language. You always said that we have plenty of time, and that's the trouble with the Alsace as well. She puts off learning till tomorrow, and now you can see that where you are. And those fellow there have the right to say that this is their territory, and you cannot pretend to be Frenchmen because you can neither speak nor write your own language. And at the same time, one thing which is very important, that your parents, little friends, your parents put you in the work to earn some money. And I have been to blame also. Have I not often sent you to water my flowers instead of learning your lesson? And when I wanted to go fishing, did I not just give you a holiday? These are some reasons. Who said that French language is the most beautiful, logical, clearest language of the world? Yes, this was Mr. Hamel who said that this is really beautiful language. We must guard and never forget us, because when we are enslaved, कि जब हम गुलाम होते हैं, at that time it helps us a lot. As long as we hold fast to our language, it is as if they had the key to their prison.